Sorry about the delay there. A little technical difficulty. Hi, welcome to the Producer Joe Show. I am Producer Joe, and today I have a really special guest. He's a hero of mine. He's a friend of mine, and I'm just very excited to have him on the show. And I'm just going to bring him in right now. Here we go. Hello, Shotgun.
Hey, hello, Joe. How are you, bub?
I am great. Thank you for coming on.
Hey, my pleasure. My pleasure indeed.
Well, look at this. We already have a comment here from Terrence Morgan.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
here, Joe
Terrence
and
is a good
Tom.
guy.
Terrence is a good guy. I'm going to be looking down every now and then, so don't take offense to it. It's just because I have buttons to push, and I am the only one behind the scenes here, so that's how it happens. Anyways, got that, and I got that, and we are good to go there. So, anyways, how is life, buddy?
Things are great. Still doing the show on SiriusXM. I track my show every day, so that's why if you're listening to SiriusXM, you hear me there, and then I'm here on the Joe Show. Oh, look at Sandy Bannister's checking in. I love it.
She's a sweetheart.
She is.
Hi, Sandy. So, anyway, we've been talking about this, you and I, and you've hinted at it. And later on this year, there's going to be a meetup somewhere in San Diego, a place for us all to converge and meet up and maybe have a bite to eat and talk. People can ask you questions, and it's going to be fun. So, talk to me about that. What do you think?
Well, we're still trying to figure out a place. I want to have a place where everybody can have a good time and we can get a lot of people in there. There are a couple of venues that I've been thinking about in San Diego. Obviously, I want to do this in San Diego. And we haven't really made up where it's going to be.
Well, it's going to need to hold a lot of people, I would imagine. So maybe the stadium that could
Oh,
work.
no, it's not that big.
No,
Not that big.
no. Okay.
No.
No, it's going to be fun. We're going to try to have it at a restaurant, and so people can eat and have their beverages if they wish, and just mingle and have some fun. And there's going to be something here at the end of the podcast we're going to talk about that Shotgun is going to have available for all. But we're going to hold on to that little nugget for right now. But I know, was it 2 weekends ago you were up in Bakersfield? What was going on up there?
Well, I do that every year, Joe. I go up, they have a train show, and it's put on by there's a train club up there, and they put on this train show every year during March. It's first week in March, weekend in March, I think it is. Anyway, it's a thing that I've been doing every year, and it really has proven to be successful. I remember the first year I did it, Joe. Remember Michael Gross, the actor? Well, he's a railroad enthusiast, as I am, and that's where I met him for the first time, and he's just a wonderful guy. And so I take care of the a friend of mine is a news anchor at my old television station where I was Nemo the Clown, KERO TV. And so we usually line up the publicity from there. And that happened again this year. But had a lot of great people come up. As a matter of fact, there was this one gentleman, his name is Kevin. And I'm sitting there signing autographs. And so Kevin comes up. And I think everybody by now knows my real name is Tom Irwin. Okay. So anyway, and my dad was a real railroad engineer on the Santa Fe. His name was John Irwin. So this guy, Kevin, comes up and he says, I'm Kevin, and I used to know your dad, John Irwin. As a matter of fact, your dad used to take me around on the switch engine down in San Diego. Now, I remember my dad used to take me around on that same switch engine in San Diego, but he never talked about anybody else, any other kid. Now, this guy was a grown adult, but back then he was a 14-year-old kid, and my dad would take him around. And of course, he was a train enthusiast. He wanted to be an engineer, just like my dad. And so I found out why maybe my dad was kind of friendly with this kid, because my dad would not let people up on the engine, especially model railroader guys. But this kid's nickname was Red, and my dad's name was Red. So maybe there was some sort of connection. And Kevin said, when I saw your dad and I was up there he is. That's Dad. Hey, very good, Joe. Anyway, in fact, that's the same switch engine, the 2357. But anyway, he turned to Kevin, and I guess this was in the 70s. And he said, my son is Shotgun Tom Kelly. He said, I listen to Shotgun all the time on KCBQ. And so he always said my dad was very, very proud of me.
Oh, that's a great story. I like that. Yeah, I remember seeing this photo a few times. It's a great picture. It really is.
Yeah.
You mentioned the actor Michael Gross.
There he is.
Yep. Geez, could I pick a blurrier photo? But I believe we all know him from the TV show Family Ties as the father.
Right. And how about that movie where the snake goes underground? Tremor? Is it
Tremors?
Yeah,
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
That's
and
right.
then with that Tremor, remember he had a lot of heavy guns. I believe Reba McEntire was his wife in that movie.
I believe you're right. Yeah.
And he had this big elephant gun, and this Tremor broke into his basement, and he took this elephant gun and he just shot the Tremor in the face, and he was dead. And so Michael and I talked about that scene, and he said, I said, I remember on the movie you said, hey, you broke into the wrong rec room.
Amy and I were watching a movie the other day, and we heard your voice on it. It was a Denzel Washington movie.
Yes, it was. I had two parts in that movie. Once at the beginning, and we did that. We did that in the ADR room, which is after dialogue recording. And I had to audition for that. As a matter of fact, Tony Pepper got me the audition. And so I went over there and auditioned for this part. They needed a disc jockey. Can you believe that? Me playing a disc jockey coming out of a radio. And so the scene goes, there's the security guard walking around the boat. Now this is what do they call when they put cars on it to take it over? What is that called? What kind of boat is that?
Ferry or
a ferry? Yes, a ferry. Thank you. So this is a ferry boat, and there's cars already on there. And so I remember in the ADR room at Warner Brothers, they said, okay, Shotgun, now you got to realize ADR room, we got a big screen. It's like a big theater. And I'm watching the scene as I'm reciting my lines. And so I see this big screen. I see the sailors getting on the ferry boat. And the engineer said, okay, after the third beep, go ahead and do your line. So it goes beep, beep, beep. Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras. Let's go back in time to 1964 and the Beach Boys on 105.3 New Orleans radio. And the ferry boat blows up. Now, the end of the movie, Denzel is on the ferry boat. And he's rescuing the lady. She's got duct tape on her face, so he rips off the duct tape. And again, 10:48, Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras. Now let's go back in time with the Beach Boys, 1964, and that's how it happened. So that was two. As a matter of fact, if you would have blinked, you might have missed my performance.
And you remembered all that dialogue.
Yeah, I still kind of, Fat Tuesday, Monty. Well, first of all, I have to say the time, 10:48, Fat Tuesday. That was the time. And whenever I said that, they went to the radio, and on the radio it said 10:48. So yeah, that was key.
I got you.
Yeah.
Oh,
by the way, I'm still getting talent residual checks from that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I got a check just the other day for $14.41.
Hey, that's a sandwich and a soda.
Yeah, they pay you. My first check was a little larger than that, but as it goes on, different cable companies, they pay you a little taste.
That's fantastic. So you mentioned the Bakersfield Train Museum. Balboa Park, you're involved with the Train Museum in Balboa Park. Is that correct?
I am. Every Wednesday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. I run trains down there. I'm with the San Diego Model Railroad Club. Yeah, there's the entrance to the museum. And you come on in, and I'll be right there just around that entry door. And I run trains, as I said, from 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. And very interesting. I talk about my hobby on my SiriusXM 60s Gold radio show on Channel 73. And it's really amazing. I've told the people that I'm going to be there on that certain day, Wednesday, 1 to 4. And I can't tell you, Joe, how many wonderful people have showed up. People from Canada showed up to see me run trains. It's marvelous. A lot of times I'm sitting in my studio doing my Sirius XM radio show, and I'm saying, are people listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth? But they are. They really are.
Well, they have been for many years. I think we all know that, and we appreciate and love you.
Well, thank you, man.
So you've been working on something. Am I right?
Yes.
What you want to let the cat out of the bag right now as to
well, the cat's out of the bag in a couple of areas, but for the last 2 years, my wife Linda and I've got a wonderful guy who's assisting on writing my book. I'm putting out a book, and Neil Ross is helping me with the book, and also a very famous local television, or not television, but journalist, and he's written stuff for the Reader, for the LA Times, the San Diego.
Well, we seem to have locked up. Let me see if this is.
Did we freeze? What was that going on? I saw some.
We did freeze, and we are back.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear what you said. Did you get everything out in case I'm the only one that froze?
Okay, well, you want me to repeat what I said?
If you want to nutshell it, go ahead.
Okay, all right, here we go. I'll nutshell it. Here we go. Working on a book. I got two great writers. Neil Ross, who's a cartoon guy, he's the voice of Shipwreck on G.I. Joe, plus many other cartoon characters.
Back to the Future.
And then then I got an incredible journalist who LA Times, the Reader, and many other publications, including the San Diego Union. I'm talking about T.K. Arnold. He's jumped on the project, and so we're moving right along with it. We hope to have the book out by summertime. And right now, we're working on a lot of pictures. There's going to be a lot of pictures in the book, and they're going to be all through the book, not just in the center of the book, but all through the book. We'll have photographs.
I love it. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Next month, April 30th. What does that mean to you?
April 30th. Well, I believe it was that'll be my 11th year. I think it's the
11th year.
Look at there. That's the making of my star. Look at that.
Making of it. Yes.
Yeah, it's before what do they call it? It's Terrazio. Terrazio's what they call it.
Yeah. And
it's a big day.
Be the 11th anniversary. April 30th. Looking forward to that. I have been up there a couple times. I've seen it right next to the Real Down Steel. Yeah.
That's I requested that area. Usually you don't get if you request a certain area, it's their sidewalk. They have a right to put you wherever they want. But I said I'd sure like to be next to my hero, the Real Down Steel. And as you know, I succeeded him when I took the job at K-Earth. So they said, okay, so that's where I am, right next to the Real Down Steel. You've been there, Joe.
Yep. It made sense. It was poetic. Put it right next to Don. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So second to last thing I want to talk about here is your reveal.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out that I have a Shotgun Tom bobblehead right here on my
Yeah, shelf. You do, yeah.
And pretty soon I'd like to have something else right next to it. And what are you working on right now? No, I think I would.
Well, let me tell you, what we're working on right now, and we've had them before, but we're all out of them right now. But we're gonna order some more. You're gonna have a Shotgun Tom mug. Can I go get one of the mugs? I'm gonna have to go off camera here. So why don't you pad and fill, and then I'll come back with a mug.
Hey, real quick question.
Oh, yeah.
Sandy wants to know the location of the star. Isn't it La Brea?
Yeah, at the corner of La Brea and Hollywood Boulevard. I think
Nailed
Sandy knows that. Oh, by the way, I saw that Sandy, yeah, where is it? She said, yeah. It's right at the beginning of the walk. La Brea Avenue runs into Hollywood Boulevard. And
That's
my
right.
star is the third star in. You have the Dead End Kids, you have the Real Don Steele, and then you have Shotgun Tom. So there you go. You want me to go get the mug?
Do what you got to do, and people have to be forced to stare at me. So, might as well take this moment here to talk about. I've got Shotgun here. That's autographed. I have the Chicken, Monk, which was a great show, Junior Seau, Louis Anderson, and the Swinging Friar. So
look
that's
at
my
that
little collection right there. Yeah,
I've got Ted Gianolis also.
Yeah, what a nice guy! What a super nice guy!
That's super. How's he doing? I understand that he was on your show or somebody's show, and he said he had a hip replacement or something.
He did. I haven't talked to him recently. I sent him a message the other day, but yeah, apparently that all went off okay, and we'll probably have him around here for another 100 years.
Yeah, we had a great time at your house, by the way, when he was out there.
Oh man, that was a blast. Yeah. That was a total blast.
And one thing that it was a gift to me. It was on my birthday. I think that's on YouTube or on Facebook somewhere. But Ted Gianolis came by on my birthday. Now, dig this. We were doing a Facebook Live. It was Andy Last was my Facebook Live girl. And so we were doing a Facebook Live. We announced it just like we're doing your podcast. And so there were several people out there watching. So anyway, Jeff Prescott arranged through Andy Strass, who is the Chicken's manager. Anyway, Andy came by and said, Shotgun, I've got a famous chicken bobblehead for you. And happy birthday. Here's the bobblehead. Now, I've got to leave and I've got to go get more chicken. So he took off. And I said, why is he going to? Well, we got all the food we need. We don't need any chicken. So anyway, then we started talking a little more. This was a short podcast. They were only about 10 minutes. So he comes back. Ted Gianolis in his chicken suit jumps up at my birthday party. It was great. Pat St. John was there. There it is, right there's me and Pat St. John and the chicken. And by the way, if you look deep into that picture, right next to my picture there, that's my daughter Melanie, right there.
Well, if you look next to if you look next to the billiards clock, you're going to see somebody else that looks familiar up there. That's my picture.
Yeah, there you are, Joe. You're up there in your Padre hat.
Yeah. No, that was fantastic. I didn't make it that night, unfortunately. We were down in Cabo, and I'm flipping through the phone, and I'm like, "Wouldn't you just know it? The one time I miss your pool hall, and the dang chicken is there." But
I got to tell you something. Tony Pepper mentioned this to me. He said, your event is not realized or not legitimized. That's what he said. Your event is not legitimized until you have an appearance from the famous chicken.
And so there you had it.
So my birthday was legitimized or realized. I don't know. But anyway, it was great. And I thank Ted for that. That was such a wonderful birthday present.
What a surprise. Wow. Yeah. All right. What you got there? What are you working on?
Okay. I went off camera to get the mug. This is what you're going to see.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, can we? Yeah, there we go.
Oh, I like that. That's sweet.
And it's got where I am on 60s Gold, Channel 73.
Yeah.
By the way, these mugs are very high quality. It's a great handle. And when you fill it up with coffee, it leaves you room for cream. So that's the kind of mug it is.
Can
So
you
it's
put
not,
tea in there? Can you
you
put
can put tea,
tea?
yes, put tea,
Okay. Okay.
and you can even, if you drink beer, you can put beer in there if you like.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah,
Well,
we're gonna reorder. We've had a lot of people wanting these, and so we're out of them right now. But they're gonna be soon to arrive.
and you'll let people know on your Facebook page
Sure.
when that all goes down.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, I know that you mentioned before for your SiriusXM show, uh, people do message you requests, and you
Yeah.
do I have it right? You much prefer that they go to your website, shotguntomkelly.com,
That's
and go
right.
to the contact tab, and it won't get lost there. Is that
No,
correct?
no. As a matter of fact, I on my show today, here's the emails that I got, and I what they want to hear there, and I tell them the time that it's going to be on, and what I do is when somebody emails me at shotguntomkelly.com, I if I select their email to be read on my show, I always reply and tell them the song before I read their email. And then when they hear that song, then they're ready to go. And then I read their email and I play their song, and it's been wonderfully successful for me. And I check it off as soon as I email them. That's what that check mark is. If that check mark's on there, that means they know it's coming up. And I usually do it the night before because Joe, I found out I used to do it as I did my show, and I found out if you do it the night before, uh, then some people just check their email in the morning. I
Right.
check my email all the time, on the phone, but some people just check it once in a while in the morning. And so I've had some people say, "Shotgun, I got your email late, and I missed you reading my email and
No.
playing my song." But since I've been doing it the night before, I haven't had one person that said that they have missed it. So maybe it's a good deal.
I'm sure that they appreciate that. Hey, Sandy wants a mug.
All right. I thought she had one, but she's going to get one. Soon as they're out, there you go. And now,
Well,
there you go.
all right. Well, unless you have anything else to talk about, maybe give your show a little plug here, and
Yeah.
we'll call it a day.
Well, all right. This was a short podcast, which, you know, less is more, don't you think?
Less is more.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, okay. If you want to, if you have SiriusXM, if you've subscribed to SiriusXM, then you're a subscriber, and you always know that my show is on 4 to 9 Pacific, Monday through Friday, except Wednesday when I'm down to the museum. I'm only on for 3 hours. That's from 4 to 7. And then Thursday and Friday, I'm on from 4 to 8, Monday through Friday. And if anybody are they watching this back east? Do you
Oh
think?
yeah, they're coming from all over here.
Oh my goodness. Okay, if you live back in the Eastern time zone, then you want to tune in to me at 7 o'clock at night. And in the Midwest, I guess I'm on at 6. The start of the show is 6. So it's all over the country and into Canada. It's just great, man. And by the way, today my first email, I remember a guy was listening. Now we have another thing called the Sirius XM app, right there on your phone, the Sirius XM. And one guy, now, first of all, let me tell you about the satellite. The satellite is only beamed down into the United States and Canada. You can't hear it anyplace. But if you have the Sirius XM app, you can hear it in Sweden, England, Hawaii, and Dubai. I had my first email. This guy was in Dubai, and he was a model railroader, and so I was absolutely flipped out. And of course, I've had people in Canada. We have a lot of friends in Canada, and I love it like that. Of course, let's face it. Uh, the terrestrial radio stations, they don't play 60s music. I don't think you'll ever
Oh,
find a terrestrial radio. I'm not trying to put down terrestrial radio, free
No,
radio,
it's
but
true.
they don't play 60s music, Joe. You know that.
Nope. Nope. And that's one reason that satellite radio is so important.
Yeah.
We can't lose those. We can't lose those hits from any decade. But
Well,
love the
we're
60s.
by the way, we're one of the most listened to channels on the satellite. 70s is listened to a lot. 80s and 90s. Those are big places that that people go to listen to their songs.
Well, your personality lineup is strong too throughout the whole day, throughout the week.
Oh, yeah. Oh, listen, Flash Phelps in the morning. This man, first of all, let me tell you about Flash Phelps. You people who listen to our morning show, the guy is incredible. He'll tell you, where he's been on his vacation, some of the monuments that he's been at, and he's been all over the world. He knows all the freeways. We call him the road scholar because he's a scholar on all the highways. Then, of course, after that, we have Dave Heffel. Dave Heffel does his show. By the way, Flash Phelps does his show from Maryland. Dave Heffel does his show from New Jersey. And he also is the host of what we call the Sirius 60 Satellite Survey, the Sirius 60 Satellite Survey. And he does a wonderful job. That's usually on the weekends, and it's a great job. Dave puts a lot of work into that, tells you about these songs and what happened during the recording session or what happened to get this song played on the radio and who's involved. And it's a great show. Then, of course, you've got Pat St. John after Dave Heffel, and he does his show from San Diego. He's live. And that guy is, first of all, I'll tell you, Pat St. John, he's the one in the picture with me with the famous chicken. There he is right there. Anyway, as you see, put that picture up again. As you see, he's a big Three Stooges fan. See the Three Stooges t-shirt that he's got on? He always plays some Three Stooges stuff, and it's a riot the way he puts it together. At the beginning of his show, he'll always do something really different than the rest of us. So,
Keeping it fresh.
Then of course,
keeping it fresh.
Yeah, and he's got all kinds of information that he has during his show that he gets off the internet, weird stuff, stuff that's coming out. It's very interesting. You listen to Pat St. John, and you're not only being entertained, but you're being informed about stuff. And then, of course, I come on and I do my email and talk about my trains and stuff like that. And I just have a wonderful time. I've got a marvelous connection with my listeners, and I love each and every one of them. And I thank them for sending me this email. I haven't run out. So, people I know it's a chore. For instance, Pat doing his show live, he's got a telephone. People can call him. They can't call me. So the only way to communicate with me is through shotguntomkelly.com. But I will answer you. If I select your email, I will answer. And the only time I do my show live is, and I'm probably giving this away, is on New Year's Eve. My New Year's Eve shows are always live.
Yep, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, all right, buddy. I guess we're spent.
There we go. And there's my dad's engine right there.
Yeah.
I got to ride that in Sacramento. If you go on YouTube, you just Shotgun Tom Rides, and you'll see me inside that F7. They call it the red war bonnet because it's a red engine. And I will take you inside, and we're going to take a little trip down the private railway, I should say. And it's great. What can I tell you?
Not to mention your own layout, which Johnny K, your former program director, did a magnificent video. One of my favorite videos on YouTube.
Yeah, we won a national telly award for that. I mean, first of all, he not only was my program director at K Earth, but Johnny K is a television director. He's got a television control room in his house in Toluca Lake, and he can do just about anything.
Yeah, he's
Now, are we answering questions from some of the some of the people are coming in? I see Jerry Joe. He's
Jerry
got a thumbs
Joe,
up. Yeah,
Kyle, and Ron Hall gave you some thumbs up
Ron Hall.
there.
Yes. By the way,
Dan,
Ron Hall, and there's Dan Benz, but Ron Hall used to be with the city of Santee. Is he still a councilman over there? Oh,
yes,
there he
yes,
is.
he is.
Oh, there's Ron.
Yep,
And
he's a city
his
councilman.
lovely wife. I love her too.
Yeah, Dan, it's funny because I was with you in your studio one day and an email rolled in and I'm like, oh, I know that guy. And there we go. Dan Benz right
And
there.
there's Dan Benz. Dan Benz is a good guy too. He writes
Yeah.
me emails on my show, and I really appreciated Dan. Robert, he's got now Robert Benz.
Yeah,
And then
I
we got
think they're
Dan
together.
Benz. Who is
I think
that?
they're with you. I think they're together, like
Oh,
typing.
okay.
And the commercial shoot for Redford's, are we allowed to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah, I do the Redford's commercials.
And
My
you just
mom
did
and
one.
dad, first of all, I got to tell you something. My mom and dad always used to take me to Redford's when I was a kid. We lived over on Orange Avenue in East San Diego. And of course, that's just a block away from where Redford's is today. And of course, Redford's is very famous for the fact that back in 1963, I went to St. John of the Cross Catholic School, and the nuns, the Sisters of St. Joseph of Orange, let our class out to see JFK and his motorcade go down El Cajon Boulevard. That was very famous back in 63. And somebody snapped a photograph of JFK in the motorcade. And in the background, there was Redford's restaurant looking the same way it does today. As a matter of fact, yeah, there it is. Look at that. That's the snapshot right there. And Jeff, the guy that owns it, bought that photograph and he blew it up, and that's on the side of his building. But there it is, Redford's, the way it was then and the way it still is today with that famous Redford's restaurant sign.
Great food. Absolutely great food.
Yeah, it's a good place. It's a really good place. And you know, Jeff was very smart. Usually when somebody buys a restaurant, he wasn't the original owner, but
right.
Usually when somebody buys a restaurant, they want to put their own spin on it. They want to change, you know, and put their own recipes in. That's a big mistake. Jeff has kept all the recipes that have been there since 1949. He did add a few, like that big burger, a big stack and burger that you see me on TV. I didn't eat the whole burger, by the way.
Oh, come on. Why not?
Everybody asked me that. Everybody, did you eat that whole burger? No, I'm trying to reduce. If I eat that burger, I'd be putting on some pounds. But Jeff is a wonderful owner, and his son Nick is the manager. He runs the place. They run that so beautifully. And there's that big burger. Now, I think if you eat that burger, at a certain
think your
time,
meal is free.
Yeah, the meal is free, and
30
you get
minutes.
your picture up. You get your picture.
And you
up.
get your picture. You get a T-shirt. I think you get a T-shirt.
Oh, you get a T-shirt too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, look who's checking in here.
Gary Allen. Oh man. Oh yes. You know, I used to hang around KCBQ down at 7th and Ash, as did Neil Ross. Neil Ross and I used to be on that corner. And Gary Allen was the program director at KCBQ, and he actually got to do a show inside that studio at 7th and Ash before they moved it out to where it is, or where it was, in Santee. And I often asked Gary, I said, Gary, because I took a picture when I was a kid. I must have been, 12 or 13. And Scotty Day let me in there to take this picture. I had my little brownie camera with slide film in it. And I took that picture, and I look at some of the things in that picture, like that big, thick copybook. And I said, Gary, tell me about that copybook. I mean, he had to go through and figure out the copy that he was going to read. If he had a Pearson Ford spot, he had to go, okay, while he's ad-libbing on the air and looking for the Pearson Ford tag or something like that. Anyway, he was telling me all about that. I'll tell you, man, that was, talk about multitasking. Gary Allen, definitely multitask while he was in the fishbowl or picture window studio, whatever you want to call it. And they had a mirror on the ceiling. So if you were on the ground floor looking at the jock, you could see his hands operate that board. And I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can't. But there is the board.
Oh, look at that. Yep.
Can you? Yeah, there it is.
Right there.
And that's me. That they moved that board from 7th and Ash out to Santee. Now that picture of me was taken in 1973. Yeah.
Oh, you haven't changed a bit.
Wow. Yeah.
No, he's an absolute legend.
There he is. There he is. Oh, look at that. I think that's when he was in Armed Forces Radio. Look at that. He's got his uniform on.
Look at how big that computer keyboard is next to him.
Oh, that's
wait.
Yeah. Hey, that's an Altec microphone, I think. They used to call that the Altec birdcage microphone.
Man, those headphones look like they give you a headache.
Yeah, it looked like he's going to plug into a B-52 and take off.
Well, I don't see any fresh comments here. I believe we have run out of material.
Well, or people have said to themselves, I think I've had enough.
I don't think that that's the case, but
I know one guy out there, if he's listening, he's had enough.
It's Ron Hall, isn't it? It's Ron.
No, it's not Ron Hall. It's Tony Pepper.
Tony.
If he's out there watching right now, he goes, oh, no. And I know what he's saying. Don't mention my name again.
Oh, Tony Pepper?
Tony Pepper, yeah.
Yeah, Tony Pepper.
Yeah, he doesn't like his name mentioned. So,
well, all right, buddy. This has been fun.
Yeah, I think we've covered it. Boy, you sure made it. I was watching Facebook on the old phone here, and I think you made people aware that we're going to be doing something.
That's my job.
All right.
That's what I do.
Thank you, Joe. I love your intro, by the way. It's a great intro.
Thanks, man.
Oh, and I'm glad Mike Smith helped you out with that intro.
Yeah, he did. That was a huge help. Had a little trouble there at the end, and he tightened it up nicely. Thank you.
Yeah, he works for CBS 8.
He does. Great guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we're done here, pal.
Okay.
Oh, wait. We have one last comment.
Oh, we do. Ron Hall. Oh, good watching you, Shotgun. Thank you, Ron.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Yeah, I hope I'm not letting the cat out of the bag. I was doing a concert at Santee Lakes, and I came through the gate, and I was ready to pay the fee to go in there, the $5 or $3. And Ron said, "Oh, Shotgun, just go on in." Thanks, Ron. Hope they're not going to charge you for that.
Saved you $5. Was that the Fleetwood Mac deal?
No, these were tribute bands that used to have at Santee Lakes. They had the Journey tribute band. They had the Tom Petty tribute band. They were always very, very good. Put on by the Kiwanis Club, I believe.
Yep.
Of Santee.
Right.
Yeah.
Terrence Morgan gave us a emoji. I'm not sure what that is. It looks like
Terrence is a great baseball fan.
Yeah, and he's a Dodgers fan, but
well, he goes to a lot of these places where retired players are signing baseballs. And how you doing, Terrence? By the way, let me tell you, Terrence is he's retired now, but he used to be an elementary school teacher. And the kids loved him. They really did.
The litany of baseball photos that he has, he posts them every day. He's met them all.
Yeah. I remember we went out to I'm sorry, Ron.
Rotary Club.
It was the Rotary Club. Yeah, that's who put on these concerts. Thank you, Ron. I really appreciate that. By the way, I hope they put on some more because those concerts were really great. Because I was on KUSI talking about them, and I, of course, I was the MC of the thing, and it was just a lot of fun. So I hope they come back. The Rotary, I hope they bring them back. Rotary Club's a great club, and they do so much for the city of Santee.
Yep, you're right. They do. You're absolutely right. All right, buddy. Well, I'm going to shut her down now. I don't think there's anything else. Thank you very much for coming on. I know once you get some more information on the book and the mug, we can bring you back in here and talk about that.
Right. Right. So look for the book to come out this summer. It's going to be on Amazon.
Okay. Gotcha. ShotgunTomKelly.com for any requests. Click on the contact tab, and they won't get lost there, as opposed to Facebook messages and whatnot.
No, I get them right here on my computer that I'm looking into right now.
Yep, you do. All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much for coming on, and we'll see you real soon, huh?
Yes. So long for now, and goodbye until we meet again.
All right, buddy. I'll catch you later.